All right, cool. We are back. A better monetary system, right? So we're looking into the fact that they're going to own a lot of money, make a better monetary system, which means you're going to be spending less percentage on loans than you were before, which means you don't have to spend as much. Products, less on products. Everything will be cheap. In other words, they moved the money and the value into their hands, and it gives them the ability to use that to their advantage so that they don't ever let anybody out. In other words, no more free enterprise, guys. Bro, I tapped my desk, man. What just happened? What just happened, bro? I tapped my desk. Why is it a Rolls Royce? Bro, I went like this on my desk. It did it again. What? Okay, we're done. I can't even zoom out on... Bro, it's so bad, bro. I'm telling you, I hate TradingView. I just use MEXC now. This is terrible, bro. Look at this. How far out can I go, bro? Honestly, I don't like making any price predictions because I think it's going to be insane. I think it'll be insane. Absolutely think it's going to be insane. I think everybody's going to go, wow, I'm so stupid for not buying this. And we're not going to be pointing and laughing. We're just going to be like, we told you so. You know, we literally told you to buy it. I mean, we all said to buy it. We did, guys. We all said to buy it. I told every single one of my friends to buy it. And you know what? They would have lost money. I lost money, but I also made money. But I also lost money. And they would have lost money. It's probably a good thing. I'll tell them to buy it again, though. Because of the price right now. Might as well. We're going to see it keep dropping, though. And I always tell them that. Every time I tell somebody to buy it, it's going to drop. You're going to lose money. Put money in there you're willing to just watch go to zero. Literally. So you're going to watch it go to zero. We want a better monetary system. We want a better system. But we don't want to be the poor, guys. We don't want to be the broke. So this is why it's important that people like us, that we keep our XRP and we don't sell it, because I feel like they're gonna make XRP. They're gonna get it to $1,000, and they're gonna get everybody to sell, guys. They're gonna get you to sell, right? You're gonna sell, and then they're gonna go, boom, giant green candle. Let's say, and remember, this is their money that's going up. You might think it has to go down, but guys, why are they going to sell when their money is duplicating and quadrupling and they're going to use it for private credit in CBDC currency? There's no point for them to sell. So all their money will go into it, which means $10,000, and you own 100 XRP. Bro, you are going to sell. I'm telling you right now, you're going to freaking cop out and you're going to sell. Everybody will. This is why it's important never to sell your XRP, because if you don't sell your XRP, you won't be the one going to the bank to sell to get CBDC currency. And if they do this before they issue CBDC currency and you sell into US dollars and US dollar goes to shit, you have nothing, absolutely nothing of value. So if they don't make CBDC currency before they make this go up, which they can't, they have to make this go up before they issue CBDC currency. Wouldn't that make sense? Because CBDC currency has to have something to move it. If there's nothing to move it yet, or nothing of value to do that, then they have to do that. So it's going to go to $10,000 and you're going to sell into US dollars. And the reason why you don't want to do that is because what happens when you spread thin your US dollars or money? The value decreases. So you'll see US dollar go to zero. The reason why? Every penny of US dollar was in these big companies' hands and governments, and they used it to buy a new asset class. Which means what happens when you create more property? Inflation. You stretch the money. What is cryptocurrency? Considered property. So they're going to buy property with their money, and that money goes into a liquidity pool, and you're never going to see US dollars again. Nobody will be buying or selling anything in US dollars. Gas will be $1,000 a gallon. And what will you do? You'll sell your XRP It's gonna suck if you sell, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna suck. You're gonna sell your XRP for $10,000 a pop, and let's say you get sitting fat $11 million. Woo! What happens when you take $11 million, divide that by 1,000? That's 11,000 gallons of gas. It's not a lot of money. It's not. Might think it is, but if everything is $1,000 per, it's not a lot of money. You have absolutely nothing. Your money is diminishing. Let's say it's such hyperinflation that gas is $10,000 a gallon. Now you can only get 1,000 gallons. Guys, how much? What's the worst? You guys ready? It's in the quadrillions. Where is it? No, it was the worst thing that ever happened. I remember reading about it. I'm trying to find it. Inflation hunger reached 98% per month. Boom, boom. Hunger went for the worst. 1,000 P. No, that doesn't tell me enough, dude. Sometimes these people. Yeah, look at this. Look at that number. They're going to do it to us. And if you sell, you're not going to have $11 million. You won't have 11 million. I'm telling you, they're setting this up so even the people who knew what was happening are going to sell into US dollars, and then they're going to wake up and US dollars has hit hyperinflation and you're already out of money, and it only hit $1,000 per gallon. You're like, I have 11 million. I can buy this many gallons. All right, I'm good. 11,000 gallons, that's a lot. Oh, but oh my goodness, in 2 hours, it's at 10,000. In 4 hours and more, it's at 10,000. Now it's at 100,000 or 1 million. Now it's at 10 million. You have 1 gallon of gas. Your money went to nothing. And that means that 100% of our money went somewhere else. What's happening? 100% of our money is going right to an anonymous electronic cash. We're a digital era. We're moving into the AI era. We're moving into computers and only computers, guys. We're literally talking the biggest movement in entire history, and everybody's going to sell, and I'm going to hold, even when XRP hits 100,000 per, because it's just a freaking number, guys. It's just a freaking number. My $100,000 per XRP will only get me so far still, because everything's going to be priced in CBDC currency. I don't know what my XRP is going to be worth until CBDC currency hits with a stimulus check and everybody gets paid, because guess what? It was hyperinflation for every country. Not just the United States is buying this, which means it's going to be even worse for every country when it comes to hyperinflation, because the very currency that's running the world now has diminished the very one currency. It's all pointing at one currency, saying this sucks. This sucks, this sucks, this sucks, all pointing at one currency, which means it's worth less, even more. So because nobody's going to use it. So XRP goes to $1 million per coin, and you're going, that's impossible. People can't have that much money. Dude, it's not real. It's not real. It's fake. This will all be in hands of people with quadrillions of dollars now. Quads. All right. What do? How much do I want to charge for CBDC currency? How much do I want to pay people in CBDC currency? Because when I pay people in CBDC currency, I will have to spend some XRP, which means chances are I'm going to have to go to the Federal Reserve and get some CBDC currency. Central bank. I'm going to have to go to the central bank, which means companies now talk to the central banks. Goes to the central bank. And they receive CBDC. It's regulated. I can't find it. I'm so sorry. It's regulated by our central banks. All right. It's a reserve bank. So if the Reserve Bank is going to hold CBDC currency and the companies are having to give XRP to the central bank to receive CBDC currencies, now we have an economy. Now we have rich, poor, rich, and poor, but these guys aren't poor because they're only giving the CBDC currency out and basically minting CBDC currency as they need it. And now the companies are going, we're only going to ask for this much because now we got to pay our people in CBDC, and they will come back to us and buy in CBDC currency. I'm like, oh, how do you... Well, what if they want to use their CBDC currency for something? You don't think these companies have employees or have more people that they're going to try and pay CBDC currency in? So now all of a sudden the companies own XRP and CBDC. So they're on both sides of the picture, but they actually own one rich picture. So then they're ending up paying everybody in CBDC currency. And if they wanted to, they could pay everybody in XRP too. But that wouldn't happen because then they're no longer rich. Splitting it down the middle makes them rich. Making two different currencies, one to track the transaction and one to be worthless. The only thing worth something is the tracking of the transaction, following. And the only reason why that's worth so much is because it's the transaction, like it's the product. You know what I mean? It's like it would have happened anyways on its own, whether it was US dollars or anything else. So it's so important to have something in between that has any value, that has value. Otherwise, you wouldn't put it there. So you have quite literally a brand new economy going, and the central bank can have quadrillions and reestablish what quadrillion means, guys. Like they don't even have to mean, it doesn't have to mean quadrillion means quadrillion dollars anymore. Like I said, it's just a number. Quads could now be in the millions. Quadrillions of dollars could now be $1 million. Which means millionaires are quadrillionaires, which means there's going to be quadrillionaires everywhere, but quadrillion dollars is now worth $1 million because CBDC currency is worth this much. A complete reset of our money, its value, what it's worth, all about it. Which is why I'm saying, don't sell your XRP because before that date, or don't ever sell it at all because that date will happen and then you'll know. You'll go, oh my gosh, I'm in. I didn't sell. Because guess what? The people who sold into US dollars are going to panic buy it and try and get back into XRP. So what happened? Sold $11 million. You're like, oh, I'm good, I'm comfy. And then it goes to $1 million per. You can buy 11 XRP now. 11 XRP. You know how much XRP I own? So then if you can buy 11 XRP for $11 million, are you going to do that? No, because that's sketchy. That's too sketchy. But then guess what happens to your $11 million as it's experiencing hyperinflation? Zoop! Nope. Down, down, down. Purchase power is being lost. The reason why? These companies are moving their funds. I don't know what else to say. I don't know how what else to keep, because it's like we're in a they're going to prove a point about currency. That hyperinflation can be so bad, guys, that you have no more money. That's the point. Hyperinflation can be so bad that you don't have any money. Okay? If hyperinflation can be so bad that you don't have any money and they're going to give out stimulus checks in CBDC currency, that means it's going to happen in probably a month. The economy is going to crash. Your money's going to go to zero. Everybody who sold their XRP thinking that they were making money as the economy was collapsing and they were like, oh, I can make money and the economy collapses. I'm set. When they could have just held their XRP on their ledger, stayed back, stayed out of the economy, stayed from buying things, starved themselves, bought little bits of food, scavenged for food, whatever the heck happens. Okay, I'm making a worst case scenario, right? But worst case scenario is what we prepare for. And if the worst case scenario is a number that's never freaking existed. And then the best case scenario is another currency that does a number that never existed, that makes quadrillion, that forms a new number in our currency, means quadrillion's worth $1 million like it was before. And then our US dollar's buying power is nothing. 2 to the 10th to the 20, 10 to the 21st power? Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, guys. Like the amount of money that can go is incredible. And it's not our money. Remember this, guys, that we don't own the money. 60% of Americans have $2,000 less in their bank account. We're not sitting fat. We're not sitting fat enough to crash our dollars, but they are. And so is China. So is Germany. So is Russia. So is every single country on the planet. 2 years' time. I hope it collapses, guys, because that's a lot of buying power for us. And like I said, based on the plan, it doesn't matter how low this price goes, guys. You buy XRP at a penny and it goes to $1,000, you're going to sell. And it's funny because you're going to sell, you're going to have a bunch of money, and in a year or 2 years or maybe 2 months, you have no more money. To them, that's a freaking joke. To them, it's like, oh my gosh, we can screw even people over that made money on this thing. We can get it all. We can take it all. And I don't want them to do that to anybody. So we got to prepare for the worst. So they're gonna move money so fast, and you're gonna sell, and you're gonna have $10 million, dude, 10 million, and then you're gonna wake up the next day and hyperinflation is gonna hit, and your 10 million is now worth 1 million. You're like, crap. Your only job at that point is to buy XRP. If you watch your US dollars go to almost nothing, the only reason that's going to be happening is because of XRP. It's because of the new asset class. And who knows? ISO 2002 is XRP, is Ripple. These are able to comply. I hate how they put this. Able to comply. Ripple's the only one in ISO 2002 too. But yes, I would only be buying Ripple and investing small portions into these other coins, which I do. So they're going to tell you, they're going to give you a bunch of names. They're not going to say Ripple only because they don't want you to know. Central bank, they don't want you to know. Nobody wants you to know. But they're telling us. Crazy how that works, and nobody listens. Wow, it's almost as if they could want everybody to know, and nobody cares anyways. Gave us all the commercials. Super Bowl commercial, biggest commercial in the United States. Everybody loves the Super Bowl commercials. Nobody cared about crypto. Nobody cared about the first asset class since the 1600s, carbon-free trading. Exactly why they're picking XRP. So if we're going to see something like that happen, guys, I am going to pray to God that you guys do not sell. And that it's not that bad. Because I'm saying it's going to be bad. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's going to be the worst thing you've ever seen. I'm saying that our money is going to be going to nothing. I'm saying that you're going to see zeros at the gas pump because there's not enough freaking numbers to conceive what is going to happen. So you're going to be like, oh, gas is $0? No, it'll probably say 999 because there's only 3 prices or 4 prices that are going to be 9999. And you're going to be like, what the heck? And everybody's going to be like, what the heck? And they're probably going to open up the gas pumps because guess what? People are going to be in the middle of traveling and their entire bank account's going to cost them a freaking gallon. So the companies are going to have to go, shoot, there's a huge problem. Click a button, unlock. Everybody's going to have to get free shit. Everybody's going to have to get a pass. The government can even make it happen. Everybody gets a pass. So that's how bad I'm saying it's going to be. And then all of a sudden CBDC comes out, boom, and it's going to happen in a month's time, probably 2025. I'm hoping late 2025. I'm hoping that we have all the time in the world, guys, to buy this. And do not waste your time buying this because if you sell it at $1,000, you're going to be a dumbass. I'm telling you. You're going to preserve your wealth by not selling it. You're going to lose money by selling it because of what we're going to be doing with the currency. Don't sell. Buy. We're going to reestablish the value of money. It's going to look different, be different, be valued different. And you might own, let's say you own $1,000 US dollars of XRP and XRP at $1 and you have 1,000 XRP and XRP goes to $100,000, but they reestablish the value of the entire country and now you only have $1,000. But your $1,000 is worth a lot of money because they're not asking for a whole lot for a can of chew or candy. It's now 10 cents. It's now 25 cents. It's now pennies, right? Because they're resetting the economy. So your $1,000 could be very well worth $1,000 again, but it's 1,000 XRP. And now if they do push the number to a decimal place, you have a lot more money than everybody else. So it is just numbers, and it is just a reestablish of value. It is just a reset of what we see money as and where we're valuing our products. So like I said, we could make $250 million, $1 million now, which means you own $1,000. You have a lot of money. In other words, $1,000, you have a lot of money. So we're us reestablishing the entire value of how things are presented in currency. That currency is going to be the valuing of everything, which means we have to be they have to be strategic as to how they and what they ask for their products on CBDC currency, because as well as they have to sell their XRP to the central bank in order to get CBDC currency, in order for it to come right back to them, in order for them to consistently pay their employees when they receive CBDC currency from other people who work for other companies that buy from them. So eventually it will just be CBDC currency working on this end and XRP working up here, and you'll barely have any transactions happening between the two, because we'll reach a median of the amount of CBDC currency that we need on the planet. We'll reach a median, and that median will fill this up. And then we'll reach a median of XRP that they trade between themselves, which means the price stays the same, which means CBDC prices stay the same, which means we have literally created the best possible economy you could ever create through programmable money, through anonymous electronic cash, through regulating it. If they didn't regulate it, these companies up here could do whatever they wanted. But they're going to regulate it, which means the companies have to come over here to the central bank, and the central bank has to say, that's too much, or let it run, because nobody's asking for shit that they don't need, right? So in other words, these companies aren't asking for a whole lot. They're not going to be like, we need 2.5 billion in CBDC currency for no reason at all. What? No, they're going to go, boom, we need to pay our employees. Boom, our employees get paid. Eventually that funnel happens, and then, we got that whole situation of a brand new economy, brand new world. Median shows up as CBDC currency. Inflation, deflation no longer exists. As we get more products, as we produce more in the world, we get more CBDC currency, which means we're moving with the economy properly, how it should have always been. In other words, we're going to reset to what it should be, which is almost like an extraterrestrial alien civilization that figured out how to fix money to a point where the civilization is now so advanced in their finances that it's unstoppable. But the scary thing is that CBDC currency is not worth anything. The only thing that has any value is the XRP. CBDC currency is only worth the time you put into your job in order to get what you have. In other words, if there's no more free enterprise, let's say they get rid of free enterprise and you can't own a business anymore because there's all the competition's monopolized. The competition is monopolized. Free enterprise is gone. That means you truly can never, ever, ever, ever come out. Ever. That's scary. Because these companies will actually have so much money that they could possibly set it up where you can't get to them. Which means whatever you own, whatever you're doing, at the time that this happens, either you'll stop doing it and find something else to do, or you'll do it for the rest of your life because there's nothing else to do. And if you own a business, pray to God that your business survives, because you're going to own US dollars. They're picking and choosing the companies and the countries, they're picking and choosing the companies that are involved in this. They're not picking everybody. That's why I went to my entire town, everybody, all the business owners, and I told them what they're doing. And we might experience the biggest hyperinflation we've ever seen. And if you want to keep your company around, you're going to want to own the thing that's going to create that hyperinflation so that you leverage against the losses that you're going to take, which means you can actually keep your prices the same and still pay your employees through XRP. because you're owning the very thing that's destroying our freaking world, but actually going to recreate it. So, and dude, they were happy. They were actually like, oh my gosh. And when I told them we have a new reserve currency coming out, lights went on. They're like, oh shoot, like it's happening. These people who know cryptocurrency and didn't really care or give a hoot about it went, oh my gosh, like that's happening. You know, it's happening, and they're getting involved. And so I'm trying to save my town from having to go and get a loan from Ripple, the bank, and then go to the central bank to pay their employees. That's all the control that they need. Get you going to the central bank and not even using your own money. Or excuse me, using your own money, but having to go through the central bank in order to do something. In other words, regulating what your company can do, what your company can pay. I mean, damn, dude, they can be like, central bank says no. But I need to do this. Central bank says no. Why? Central bank says no. Give me a reason. No. Like a parent that doesn't have to give you a reason. Nope. Talk about control. And you can't just go and be like, oh, well, who controls the central bank? Let's talk to them. Nope. A central bank possesses a monopoly on increasing the monetary base. Oh my God. Oh no. Monopoly? Monopoly? You have to go to them every single time you need your CBDC currency transitioned? They're going to know what you're doing? You're like, I need my XRP into CBDC currency so I can build a house? And they say, no, you can't build a house. We run the show. But at the same time, monetary base is the monetary policy, and that is doing our country a favor by making a better monetary system, which means these guys will be doing everything they can to keep the monetary system in check. Good. Good. We want that. Keep it in check, please. Don't back down, right? I want the central bank to do this. The reason why is because I know that everybody's going to sell their XRP, and I'm going to be one of the only ones that won't sell, along with all the companies and the banks and the biggest businesses you've ever seen who have no reason to sell because they're buying it to exchange between each other overseas, cross-platform, everything. So I'll just be right there with them. I'll copy them. Just do what they do. Do what these big companies are doing. Do what they do. Please. And they're not going to sell, guys. They're not buying this to sell it. They're not going to buy it to sell it to make any money. They don't care about money, guys. It's not about money anymore. It's not. It's about a better system. It's upgrades. They don't care about the money. They did earlier, but then they got all the money in the world. If you got billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars, would you care what you spent your money on? Would you look at a price tag ever? No, at that point, money doesn't matter. At that point, you're moving on. So, I can only hope that, that it doesn't go as bad as it sounds like. Because they're going to give out a stimulus check, CBDC currency to everybody. Probably going to get everybody to download an app. Download the app. Receive $10,000, $15,000 in CBDC currency. And that pays for people's bills. It gets people ahead. So they're going to get everybody behind, hyperinflation out the wazoo, and then they're going to get everybody ahead by putting them into CBDC currencies, downloading the Fed Now app, boom, 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 getting plugged in. All the companies and businesses all get a loan to keep them running. Everybody can go to the government right now or the central bank and get a loan. And the bank's going, perfect. We're controlling everything. Monetary policy. We're in the works. A better system. And that's exactly what they're doing. But it's scary because that means that it's going to be split down the middle, which means it's going to be the super rich and the super poor. You'll never have more money than you had before because CBDC currency has no value. But it'll be the same thing as US dollars. And if they back CBDC currency or XRP off of gold, chances are before they do that, or before they back it from gold, they're going to transition all the money into XRP first and then back it by gold. So it has something backing it. So US dollars is gone. We'll never see that again. Just a central bank digital currency that is probably USDC-BDC, right? USDC-BDC, US dollar central bank digital currency. So we'll probably see US dollars in central bank digital currency, and Chinese Yang will see theirs in central bank digital currency. And so you'll have the image that you own US dollars, but it's freaking worthless. It's just a fiat currency that's almost claimed by the central bank. Printing money, central bank issued calling coin. Yep. So here's the thing. That's where the thing is. That's what I'm saying. It's not worth anything. It's only backed by the full faith of the credit of the government, which actually makes sense because you can't actually create something that's not there. So all the companies will own that money, and they won't be able to create more than is there. So they go to the central bank, and the central bank will go, full faith and credit, give them the CBDC. You go to the central bank, XRP to CBDC, they go full faith and credit, boom. And then all of a sudden they go, this is not full faith and credit. This is just credit, right? Or this isn't right. We don't want this. We don't do this. Control. So, we're hitting that 30-minute marker again. Yeah, this is game changer. This is a huge game changer. Nobody's talking about it. And I would hope that everybody gets themselves involved and gets a couple accounts that they never look at again, because you're going to look at an account and it's going to be at a few $1 million and you're going to want to sell, and you're probably going to sell, and you're going to wake up in a few days, maybe 3 days. You might even have $1 million for a month. You might think you're popping off in hot stuff for a month. And then all of a sudden your $1,000 can buy you 10 gallons of gas, or your $1 million can buy you 10 gallons of gas, or 100 gallons. That's terrible. 100 gallons of gas for $1 million is freaking disgusting. So if you ever plan on selling, separate your accounts, please. Please separate your accounts. An account that you never touch because you don't know where things are going. An account that you touch in the middle of after selling this one, just in case that you want more or you lost everything. So, yeah, just be smart, guys. Be smart. Read between the lines. Try and see what's up. Try and see what they're doing. It's not to us, it's not for us, it's for a better system. Control. It's just for better control. That's fine. We're got to deal with it. So let's join them, but not be like them, guys. We're not criminals. We're not monopolying right now. They're gonna monopoly with their companies. Anyways, I'm getting a whole new thing. All right. Maybe I'll just keep. I gotta stop the video. I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a good night. Pie head out. Deuces.